I'm with Ward 16. How are you guys?
Excellent, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So I've got Psycho Berry here.
Hello.
And we've got Dr. von Stottenstein.
Yes.
So we've met before.
Yeah.
You know, you should put some makeup on for today.
I know. We let ourselves go.
Yeah.
We've only done half.
How's lockdown been for you?
Been okay.
Yeah. Well, the beginning part of it was actually good for us because we had the time we needed to get on with everything for the album launch.
Yeah.
Like artwork and everything. Whereas now it's kind of
Shit.
coming. Yeah. It's turned.
Yeah.
Because we can't get out digging to back up the album launch now. But obviously it's just getting pushed back, and we just right again. So it's really hard to organise everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought lockdown would be, quite a nice change from the asylum for you.
No, it's the same. It's the same as usual.
So, people that aren't familiar with Ward 16, there's little description. So here we go. Deep inside the walls of Whittingham Asylum, a new inmate is tortured mercilessly at the hands of those who keep her. That's you, Psycho Berry. What emerges from the shadows is more evil and profane than any of the tormentors could have imagined. Well, that describes Ward 16. Now, I've seen you live, and it's quite a show. You have one of your poor band members is a victim, and you kill him in all kinds of ways. There's blood splattering everywhere, chainsaws. What's the most unusual way that you've killed him, your victim?
I think probably with a piece of cardboard, because we were going to a gig one day.
It was that one.
It was that one that you were at, wasn't it? And we had all our stuff stolen out of the car. The night we put it all in the night before, so it was ready to first thing in the morning. And we got to the car in the morning and it had been stolen out of it, so we had no props. So when we were at the gig, we just had to improvise. And there was a big piece of cardboard, so we drew out a chainsaw on it. So in the gig, we actually came out and hacked him to death with a big piece of cardboard.
Yeah, the world's most lethalest paper cut.
Yeah.
How many times would you say you've killed him now?
Keep springing back to life. I'm not.
Yeah, it's due to my medical expertise that we keep reviving him, I think.
Yeah, because you're influenced by Alice Cooper and that kind of theatrical style. So, who are your other influences?
Musically, or musically, I think we've got between us all, we've got like a huge range of influences.
Yeah,
I'm into
quite eclectic taste then.
Yeah, we've all got eclectic tastes ourselves as well. Because I like a lot of classic rock like Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, but then I also grew up listening to things like Eminem and dance music, and I like a bit of classic as well. So
I like Iron Maiden. I grew up listening to Iron Maiden, Pink Floyd, Marillion.
Yeah.
Also, some of the newer bands like Avatar, Evil Scarecrow, who also bring that theatrical side to it when you play live. So, yeah.
And your style is described as theatrical avant-garde rock, which is a genre that you sort of created yourself. Because really, you're quite unique, and I've already likened you to sort of Alice Cooper and that kind of theatrical show. But at the moment, there's nobody else that's doing quite what you're doing. So, I mean, first of all, I love your shows, and I really urge anyone that hasn't seen you yet to go along. So we're going to talk about the next chapter in Psycho Berry's Confessional, which is Metamorphosis. So this is your new album, and it exposes the disturbed upbringing of Ward 16's most infamous inmate. So tell me about this new album and the progression from the previous one to this.
Well, the first album that started out, obviously she's in an interview with a psychiatrist, and he's asking about her life prior to incarceration, and he focuses particularly on a time when she manipulated a man into killing for her own kind of twisted entertainment. Whereas with album 2, we've followed the timeline of what this questions that the psychiatrist is going to ask. So on this particular album, he's going back to the very beginning. He wants to find out why she is the way she is. So this album is all about the upbringing of Psycho Berry. So it kind of turns everything you know about her on her head. Because with this album, people tend to feel sorry for her due to her upbringing, and you kind of relate to her, which is a scary thing considering.
It makes you think whether in the same position you'd have done the same. So it's
yeah. Where do you get your ideas from for the albums and the whole concept? Where's it all come from?
My twisted little dream, I think. we like a lot of horror. We watch a lot of horror movies, so I guess that has somehow influenced us. But I also, like, theatrically, I also used to go to Universal Studios at Halloween. I've been there twice when I was younger, and I think that's been, like, watching all the shows there and stuff has been a huge influence on the band.
Right. Is Halloween a big thing in your house?
Yes. Well,
tell me what you do for Halloween.
It's weird, yeah, because it's like
parents
Halloween
were
every
always
day.
gigging, but like as a child, it was like huge. It was like my mum always went mental. Like
I'm quite old.
Kind of
yeah, I'm a lot older. I'm 43, so I'm like 13, 14 years older. So it wasn't as big back then. You used to wear, you didn't have the range of things that you got now. So ours used to be, bin bag with a hole cut in it.
That's it. You couldn't just go to the supermarket and find a whole range of costumes. You had to sort of make your own. You might be able to get a hat, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got long fingers, and then you'd have the teeth, and then you'd get stars that you'd stapled to the bin bag, and that's all you got when I was younger. So it wasn't as big for me growing up. But is this the first Halloween we've had in about 5 years, 6 years that we haven't had a gig?
Probably, yeah.
It's usually the busiest time for us, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I think Halloween's going to be cancelled this year. I can't see people going out trick-or-treating to strangers' houses. Can you?
No.
No, well, they're supposed to be doing that. What is it? The treasure hunt thing where you have to go and find things.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you've got a checklist. I've seen it online. They're all doing it with the kids.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
Pumpkins, you can see.
Maybe we could do a cashless trick-or-treat. So you could take the card machine.
What, everyone has to pay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. I mean, I like trick-or-treating, but I don't like going out in the cold. I prefer people coming to the house, and then I surprise them by wearing a very, very realistic horse's head when they open the door. So that's my of Halloween. Yeah. you gotta enjoy it. So your album has been described in reviews as a true piece of original music and a faultless piece of work. So that's very, very nice. So tell us about your album launch party. I understand you're playing the whole album from start to finish. So who's going to be supporting you? Where is it? Give us details.
Large, aren't we? So we're playing Manchester Academy 3.
Yeah.
And we've got Footprints in the Custard supporting us, as well as
Footprints in the Custard.
Yeah, Pulverize as well. And we've also got a magician and mind reader that's going to be walking around the crowd doing loads of tricks and magic and whatever. Oh. So when the bands are kind of turning over and changing and setting up, we're going to have someone actually entertaining everybody. So
I love this idea. Why does nobody else do that? That's brilliant. It's like when you go to a party sometimes and you have a magician coming around between courses,
Yeah.
Weddings that's happened. But this is great. Mind reader. So how do can they actually read minds?
I don't know.
I
hope not.
If I was a mind reader, I'd go up to you.
Yeah, otherwise I'll be back.
I'd go up to you and I'd say, you're now thinking, I wonder if this mind reader can actually read minds. Back to your album, how many songs are on it, and will you be touring around it once lockdown has been lifted, whenever that might be?
Yeah, there's 11 songs. 9 of them are real songs, and 2 are narrative, theatrical, talking, and part of Psychoberry talking to the psychiatrist. We're trying to arrange a small tour for next year, early next year. Just want to go up and down the country, really. We've got what we were lucky to. What we've done this time, especially with this album compared to the last, is that as well as plotting the storyline of the album itself, at the same time we were able to plot the storyline of the show. So we could actually do it to how we think we could produce it and act it most effectively to make it a really good, big, ambitious, crazy experience for everyone.
We've gone pretty big with the props that,
7-foot mannequins and things like that.
So
I think the first album we stayed quiet. We stayed a little bit cliche with like the electric chair and disemboweling and somewhat, like a dummy on stage. With this one, we're actually thinking more almost, it's like a horror pantomime, isn't it? You go and see Jack and the Beanstalk and you see big legs walking in, pretend it's the giant and stuff like that.
The thinking was like in this album, like when we're doing the videos, we can have a child playing me, but when we're on stage, I have to look like a child. So the only realistic way to do that is to make everything else big.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, speaking of all the things you like to do differently, I just want to talk about your merch, because I've had a look at your merch store, and it's unlike any other merch store I've seen, and it's got some fantastic items. You got the Wars 16 case files. You got a straight jacket. Have you sold many straight jackets?
Yeah, a few. They're hard to get. They were really easy to get hold of before lockdown, and then lockdown happened, and they became get hold of. So
really, like face masks.
And they've doubled in price from people to buy from. So it's been a bit difficult. But yeah, we've sold a few, to be honest. We're hoping to see loads of people in them at the gigs.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And also you do this thing where you can become an official inmate. So tell us about becoming an official inmate and also about the case files.
Yeah,
these are really interesting.
Yeah, what we wanted to do, especially with looking at doing the pre-order of the album itself, we were trying to think of a way to either raise money for it or actually find interesting ways for people to want to buy it.
Yeah.
So some people do the Kickstarter and pledge and things like that, and we didn't want to do that because we wanted to be the masters of our own destiny and waste our own money and not be reliant on people's kindness to fund the album. So what we did was we created loads of bundles that are based around the stages of metamorphosis. So each one of them had different thing to buy, and the prices range from that. And then we had some really exclusive things that only several people could buy. So the case files, we only had 9 of them, didn't we? Which were the one-off lyrics written by yourself, one for every song. That was written onto a piece of paper, which was used for official artwork of the album, and then had the demos on a cassette tape as well. And the Inmates one, what we wanted to do, we wanted to really celebrate and thank a lot of the people that have supported us along the way, because people that are fans, I don't like saying the word fans, our inmates are fantastic, and they're so involved in everything that we do. But we for a very small amount of money, we put them all their names in the actual gatefold of the album. So it's like a padded cell, and you've got all the names written on it inside. Yeah. So actually, they became part of the album process as well.
Yeah.
So it was nice because we knew when we were actually writing down all the names to actually put into print, we knew everybody, and we had conversations with them that they're really involved in the Facebook web group and stuff like that. So it was really. No, it was really intimate.
It's a really personal thing to do, actually, a way of thanking your fans. And of course, you have got a great fan base. You played Bloodstock, I can't remember what year that was, and you developed since then an incredible set of fans. So
we were very lucky.
Yeah, it's all going well for you. So going into next year, apart from the album launch and tour, hopefully you've got Dementia Aware Fest, which is carried forward from this year. I was going to see you in Manchester. I don't know if you're still doing Manchester date next year.
Yeah, Manchester. Is it March or April? I think it's April or May.
Yeah.
Or it's 2021, definitely. Yeah. And one of the 12 months in that year.
I'll make a note of it in my diary. And what other festivals do you have next year, or any other plans?
Yeah,
that we should know about.
Hammerfest.
Hammerfest, yep.
So we're playing on Valentine's Day, so it'll be.
Are you? Nice.
And that's
Is
going
there a special show for that, Valentine's Day?
We'll have to, yeah, because Lord did it as well, so we'll have to make a bit of an effort.
Yeah.
And so there's only that, and there's Dementia Manchester, and we've just been announced for Dementia in Birmingham, which is in November.
Yeah, I noticed you were playing that one as well,
Yeah, it's going to be cool. But fingers crossed everything starts to get back to normal, then we can really plan something. But everyone's trying to book gigs at the same time because everyone's rescheduling. So
and obviously there's lots of venues closing as well, which is
rubbish.
Yeah. So I just want to mention, people looking to get your new album, it's available through iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and from the Wall 16 website.
Yeah, and
that's covered it all.
Yeah, and from I think it's the 9th. The distributors for the album cocked up the launch date. So instead of the 25th of September, for some reason they launched it on the 9th of October. So from the 9th of October, you can go into any HMV and you'll be able to buy it there as well.
Got it. I've got to ask you before we go. Is that a plastic knife you're holding?
It is, yeah.
What are you doing with it? Or what have you done with it or are about to do with it? Any answer you want, I'll believe whatever you tell me.
We're thinking about our stage show. When someone next steals our chainsaw, this is what we're going to...
It's actually our 1-year-old daughter, there's one cupboard she can get in down there and it's full of the plastic knives.
We should lock it away, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean...
Until she got them all out and emptied them all over the floor, so that's why we've got plastic.
Yeah.
So is your floor covered in plastic knives apart from that one that you're holding?
Yeah. All over the place.
It's better than being covered in shredded puppy training mats, I imagine. Yeah, which mine is right now. So I'm going to go clear that up, and I'm going to leave you to tidy up all your knives and do whatever with them that you wish to do. And I hope to see you at your launch show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Look forward to seeing you. So take care, guys. All the best.
All the best. See you later.
Bye.
This is rock and roll, burning out to my soul.